Sure, it's fine.
right.
It's fine.
I'm from Australia.
Oh yeah, so
way.
Mike has come a long way from Australia,
Hi.
and we are reviewing. Hopefully, this is showing up for everyone.
Why don't you make it so you can see like what people are chatting as well?
Right?
So put it are you sharing the screen?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you can see the chat as well. There we go.
Oh, I see.
So put it like that so you can see a bit of the chat.
Okay.
So shrink the screen a little bit. Shrink that window. There you go. There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I'm not sharing the screen here. So let me just do that now. That's what you mean. Okay. This is why Mike is a technical person.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Jesus. Okay.
Laptop. Brandon's laptop is struggling. You can hear it.
Yeah.
Poor old MacBook from the dark ages of MacBooks.
You know what? I can't share the whole screen on Discord.
Screen's there.
Oh, right. Again, yes.
Brandon's never used a computer before.
Yeah, sorry. I'm going to just reduce this a bit so my computer can go crazy. Okay, here we go.
Huzzah.
Great. Okay. I think you can all see this now. So we have a ton of submission. So I don't know how many.
That's not 113, do we?
Yeah, that's 113.
Oh my god, we're not doing 113.
So we're not going to do 113.
We're not doing 113.
We'll try to do as many as we can.
God. Okay.
Yeah.
Siphoning. Yay, 113.
Yeah. So how do we make this more readable? We can just do those.
You can just do that.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, shall we just...
Right, hang on, let's have a look. Dive straight in. Okay. Your battle tab's ID, your Discord ID, design for Valkyrie. Attacks a single tile, reveals all tiles around it in the 3x3 square.
Attack a single tile and reveal everything around it. Oh, that's cool. It's kind of like the whale, isn't it?
Yeah.
But more powerful.
Yeah, so it's just the whale.
But more powerful. Yeah. And the same cooldown.
Cooldown 4 or more. What's the cooldown on the whale? Chat, what's the cooldown on the whale? Anybody know?
4. Yeah, I thought it was 4. Yeah, so maybe a bit.
So it would need to be higher.
A bit OP. Yeah.
Okay, next one. The ability is to move the ship to an undiscovered section of the board and expose it in a previous location. You can't really do ship. Can't do a ship moving. No.
Yeah.
Can hit one random ship. Auto targets. Can't miss. The problem with these sort of auto targeting ones, we tried on the test server with these. Is this? It kind of takes a little bit of the fun of the game out when they auto target. These like instant attacks, because the game just becomes like clicking one button and then kills everything. So I'm not a fan of those sort of auto targeting. Yeah. We tried it.
Yeah. We want you to think. I think that's the
Chaos Slug 2 no skill. Yeah. Choose 5 tiles to shoot. For every shot hit, reveal an occupied tile. If more than 3 shots hit, don't reveal any tiles. So this is like a choose. This is like slightly different from what we currently have, where it's like a choose. Or is it? So it's not a combo. It's like a choose.
Right. Yeah.
So rather than having a shape, like a specific shape, you're just sort of like choosing like a number of different tiles around the grid. We haven't done that before. We could do that. We could do something like that.
It's a bit complex.
It is a little bit complex.
Yeah, but I mean, it's an interesting idea.
BPF it says mine's way at the bottom. I think order is newest first. Okay, all right. Well, we'll read say maybe like 20 of these newest ones, and we'll do like some from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
All right. So fire 3 times and then obscures 1 tile per successful hit. Oh, that's interesting. Obscuring per hit. I actually kind of like that. That's interesting.
It tips the balance, does it? Right.
Yeah, but we haven't really done much of the obscuring, because the only ship that can do obscuring currently is Nessie.
Sea Monster. Yeah, we should definitely do that more.
Yeah.
Okay, this is kind of an interesting one.
Yeah. Can we mark these somehow?
I'm just gonna add how about this? GD. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't like we don't. We can obviously tweak the numbers fire 3 times obscure,
Yeah.
but I like the idea of obscuring on hit. Like you hit something and then it does an obscure as part of only if you hit though.
Yeah. Or maybe if you miss, it obscures.
Well, BPF says
like,
obscuring is useless though. It's too easy to outplay.
Yeah.
Well, it's fair, but
Yeah.
like it's certain. I guess it makes you really focus and remember
Yeah.
like where the other
Yeah.
ships are. So it adds like an extra layer to
It's
the
kind
game,
of like
I
a
think.
low skill level ability, I think.
But it's also really good against reveal because then it means like if you've got a ship that relies on reveal like a coracle, then if you obscure a tile that you were going to coracle,
Yeah.
then that gets rid of that.
That's an interesting thing. Like if we can potentially say obscure only on revealed tiles.
Ah, yeah.
So then that's almost like
Yeah.
a counter to
Yeah.
reveals.
So it's like it's unrevealed. It's an unreveal.
Yeah.
And so obscure would become unrevealed.
Unreveal. Yeah. But
Maybe
yeah.
we could just do that across the board. Maybe, or maybe we make obscure the ability obscure to just go for reveal tiles first. So if there aren't any reveal tiles,
Okay. Interesting.
and this is the same with Nessie, we make it always obscure a revealed with ship tile first.
Yeah.
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 That could be interesting.
Yeah. Coracle is
Coracle doesn't need anything that indirectly nerfs it to. We'll have to buff a Coracle. Coracle needs a buff, BPF. Oh my god, how many times have we nerfed it? Like it needs a buff. Jeez.
Anyways, I think we should continue. I think like lots of interesting things we should discuss.
Yeah, okay, I like that one, Doug. Yeah.
I'm just going to put a GB there so we can remember.
Well, okay. Choose a custom shape to attack. A custom shape to attack. 3 squares, cool down 2 turns. So I guess this is, I think, an idea. I think what they're saying here. This is an idea that we actually had a long time ago, which is the shape of a ship's attack can change as the game goes on. So maybe the first time it attacks, it's like a cross, like the whale or something, whatever. And then the next time it attacks, it's like a line, and the next time it attacks, it's like it's a different shape. But I think what they're suggesting here is that you can choose the shape that it's going to attack in.
Oh, I see.
So you can kind of like scroll through a few different shapes.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's interesting. Too much work, I think, for the next show.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
because it requires custom UI and stuff.
So I think it's.
But it's interesting.
Yeah, interesting. But
this is some good ideas here.
Okay. 5 shots at random for every shot hit, reveal, and unoccupied.
Oh, hang on. So side.
Side
notes about. Oh, okay. I searched it up, and fire 5 shots at random. For every shot hit, reveal an unoccupied tile on your board.
Okay, so like a self-reveal every time you hit something. Yeah, possibly, maybe. It's
like a heavy RNG sort of ship, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's 5 shots a lot there.
Yeah, I'm not in love with that one. So let me move on. I searched it up, and apparently a Valkyrie is a figure from Norse mythology depicted as a warrior woman on horseback. Correct? A wolf of war and the spear who decides the fate of warriors in battle and carries the dead to Odin Valhalla. Yeah, good summary. So I thought maybe the Valkyrie reveals 5 tiles per sunken ship. Oh. Including yours, or maybe 3 tiles. That actually was thematic. I like it. That put a beard strokey face. We should have like a strokey beard face emoji. Thinking. Can you do a thinking emoji? How do you do a thinking emoji?
Thinking emoji. Let's see. Thinking.
Yeah. There you go. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Or beautiful.
Okay. I'm gonna copy that.
Nice.
Okay. I think it's probably a bit OP, but I kind of like the idea.
I like the idea.
We haven't played around with.
I like the idea of doing something based upon the number of tiles or the number of ships sunk or something.
Yeah.
So it maybe gets more powerful as the game goes on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
or maybe more powerful, the number of ships sunk on your team. So it's got that resurrection sort of concept thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know if reveal 5 tiles is all we want to do, but definitely like
it doesn't have to be exactly that, but I like the idea of that. That is interesting.
Cool. Yeah, that's good.
What's this?
Quickly check the chat. I think are we talking about Coracle? Yeah. Oh, don't worry. We're not doing anything yet to the Coracle. It's still a signature. It's a logo, isn't it?
The Coracle's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But we could change it, like the self-reveal thing, if we really wanted to.
Yeah.
Attack in a 1x3 line. 1 turn to recharge the ability. So cooldown of 1. The ability is that if you kill a ship with the ability, you get a shot with a T form on the next turn. I don't know what a T. I don't know what T form. So your shape, you basically.
So you like 1x3 and then it's like a T.
So your shape changes.
Shape changes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe.
Fire 3 shots. If it hits obscure 1 random tile, it's kind of the same as we've already said, which is interesting. My design for Valkyrie is that she's riding a dragon like a ship whale. Ship while, full stop, wearing full body armor in a medieval helmet and a medieval. Okay. So I think there's a misunderstanding of what we're designing here, but I think we've already done the ship, the actual ship art. So when a ship is hit, reduce the ship's cooldown by 1. Cooldown 10. Attack 5 tiles and obscure 5 random tiles.
Oh, I see. So
so you cool down. So the cool.
Catch up.
So it's just a catch up. So the ship gets a lot more powerful as the game goes on. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. It's kind of like similar kind of thing with the something ship. Yeah.
Should we go from the bottom now? I think we've done about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Let's go from the bottom.
Okay.
All right. So who? I don't have a Discord ID. Cool. All right.
Okay.
Oh, we've got Infinity number 2. All right. Okay. When hits a shot, reduce cooldown of your ships by 1.
All your ships are on.
When hits a shot, reduce the cooldown.
So you use the ability and you target something, and if you hit, all the cooldowns are reduced.
Like your default attack.
Yeah, I suppose. Oh wait, it's passive.
Yeah, it's a passive. So
every time you hit,
with your default shot.
Wow, that's very OP.
No, but we haven't really done much with the default shot. Yeah. It's interesting because that would encourage you not necessarily to build a deck that's focused around ship abilities all the time, and instead encourage you perhaps to build a more passive deck, that defensive deck that you use your default shot more. I like that. That's interesting, Mr. No Discord ID.
Interesting. I think it's.
I like it.
At the moment, though, this is way too powerful. Like reduce cooldown on.
All ships by 1. On a single hit.
Right, like in 1 turn, you can reduce. I think that's the game is going to be.
Yeah, but don't forget you're giving up 1 ship. Like you're giving up. Because we've only got 4 slots. Like the game is kind of limited, so giving up 1 ship slot is kind of a big deal in battle tabs.
Yeah. True.
It's interesting. But
we'll have
something. Attack a tile. Over time, reveal a random tile adjacent to it. Over time, reveal a random tile adjacent to it. Effects end whenever 5 tiles have been revealed, or until the unit is taken fatal or non-fatal damage. Why would you want to? Oh, I see. 5 tiles revealed. Is it like it? Oh, I see. So okay, over time, so it's almost like fire, basically. So over time, the fire spreads. I think that's what it is. Okay. So you almost like put down like a beacon, and it just sort of spreads. It's kind of related to like when we used to do those spawn wings, like we were testing out on the test server.
What happened to that one?
Yeah, it got removed at some point. Good question.
That's what BPF was saying.
Yeah, as like pufferfish. Yeah. Well, pufferfish, because we had 2, didn't we? We had pufferfish, and then we had the other one, the eye one. It was 2.
I didn't test during that time.
Oh, you did. Sea limpets. Thank you, BPF. God, this is why we have BPF around. He's like our brain. It's
Um,
late. This is 20 past 9 at
We're
night.
both jet lagged.
It's
So,
past our bedtime.
yeah, what happened to those chips?
I removed them from the game. When we did the recent upgrades of all the code and stuff, I got
They
rid of
didn't
it. I
work.
got rid of the code. They were too complicated.
Right.
I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered to make them work, so I got rid of them.
Right.
We couldn't. I mean, we couldn't make the pufferfish work, and it was so much more extra work in the code to support it.
Yeah.
I just got rid of it. If we want to bring it back, it can be. But
yeah. Well, anyways, I think this is interesting in some ways. I think in that I like how you kind of want to decide where. I like the growing thing.
yeah.
It feels cool. I don't know how we make it.
No. Okay. Let's move on. Obviously 5 tiles long. Attacks. Obviously 5. Okay. Attacks in a diagonal lines of 3 tiles.
Okay.
For each hit, reduce the cooldown of a random enemy ship, or increase the cooldown of an ally ship. This can be itself. Randomly selects from the ships alive. Cooldown 4 turns.
I like some of these ideas where we're playing around with the cooldown.
Yeah.
I feel like it needs to be more intentional. Like, I'm reducing the cooldown of your certain ship. So there's more thinking involved as opposed to like a random thing. Like, if I know that you and Coracle can kill my catamaran the next round, then I can sort of like protect.
We actually haven't done anything, because obviously you can't know where the other enemy ships are exactly unless you use the eels. But you know what ships they have in their fleet. So, like, because you can see the icons.
You can target the icons.
So we could
Yeah.
do targeting icons, but that might be difficult user experience. So you could have to pop something up.
That's true. Yeah.
So there's something we could do there.
Yeah.
You could say target that specific ship.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think that will require a little bit of UI UX to think
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. Interesting. But do we want the Valkyrie to be a defensive ship? That's another thing. Like, I feel like it should be an attack ship. So. Yeah. Attack until you miss. I think we've seen this.
That's like the longbow.
That's like one of the first.
the original longbow. It
One of
was
the first
until we
waves,
nerfed the shit out of it.
Passive. If any of your ships fall below 50 in the cooldown, reduced by 2. So that means like you can just use the coracle every single turn. No, that's not true. Never mind.
No.
No. Never mind. Okay.
That's interesting. Again, I like these passives.
Yeah.
Again, the battle tab is not necessarily suited for passives because it requires taking up one valuable slot.
Yeah.
But the buff has to be really powerful to make it worthwhile using. And so this is interesting.
Yeah.
And I think Valkyrie, by its nature, kind of suits a passive because it's of its mythology. It's like that person said, it's like a god that comes along and brings people back or takes them along to the Valhalla. So a passive kind of almost makes sense in that respect.
That's true.
But my favourite one currently still far is the one that does stuff based upon number of ships dead.
Right. So this is what do you think? Do we mark this one?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. Glowing eyes, okay.
Cool. Thanks, blank.
Ideas to-
Vularu 2300. So who collated these and put these in here, by the way?
What's it?
How did these get in here?
I use a Notion form.
And it automatically puts
So
it
it's
in.
like embedded on this page.
Mm.
And I close it so you can't see the form. But every time someone types it in, it just adds it to the table.
Yes, there's only 2 people on the stream. Oh, that's annoying. But it's all right. We'll post this video
Yeah,
up.
yeah. We know that
through
it's always difficult with the
different time zones
difference.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else we got? Passive abilities are not included, and long sub and
I think this is like a continuing thread from something else.
Oh, I
I
see.
just posted.
Idea 3 edit.
I don't know what
Idea
your
three
idea 3 is.
Vularu. Idea.
Okay, we'll have to come back.
Okay, we'll
to
come
that.
back to you, Mr. Vularu. Okay, blank. Cooldown 5 hits the corners of the attacked square. Cooldown 5 hits the corners of the attacked square Reveals if there is more than one ship in the attack squares. Hits if that's too complicated. Equip a 1x1 cannon shot that, if striking an enemy ship for the first time, reveals 3 random unoccupied tiles on the enemy board. Upon missing 3 random tiles on your own board, reveal. Oh god, this sounds way too hard. This could make the ship a great late game warrior, and I'd love to see something like this in the game. Whoa.
I don't fully understand it, to be honest.
I do, but I think it is probably a bit too much. 3 anyway.
Okay.
Okay, so another foxy one. Re-upload in case yeah, it's the same one. So V Amorite, nice name. Attack any 2 tiles. Choose 1 unrevealed tile to the top, bottom, left, or right. Reveal for each tile. Yeah. Okay, so that's just sort of like a random reveal. Yeah, that's okay. I don't think it's interesting enough compared to others.
Like 3 squares in a diagonal pattern.
Yeah. Sorry. Attack 3 squares in a diagonal pattern. This could be good as a counter to the crustacean and other big ships, as well as good for searching for ships. No other ships currently in the game. That's true. Have a diagonal attack. Sure. That's true. Yeah, I mean, we could as a simple. I think now that we're going to be getting back to building more ships, I think there's definitely scope for just doing simple ships like this. I think for the Valkyrie though, I'd like to do something a little bit unique.
Yeah.
A little bit special, but I think there's definitely space. I know people have been asking for this like standard attacking ships. So that, I mean, that's definitely possible just to have another shape attack at some point.
I think visually, more complex ships should have more complex abilities.
Yeah.
Although we haven't really done that with the first few ships.
I mean, we can always go back and potentially change abilities.
Yeah,
okay, so what else we got? Can hit a 3x3 tile area and can move to a different location, revealing the previous location. Or can duplicate up to 3 ships and miss reveals a ship. I do not follow the duplication part there.
I mean, moving is not something we can do really. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we might just pass that one. Black pink passive. When one of yours or the enemy's tiles gets hit, reduce cooldown of a random ship of yours. Passive can only be used 5 times.
Okay.
That's interesting. Like putting a limit on the passive. That is interesting. Because that's something you could do for that other Valkyrie one that does it based upon the number of ships dead or something.
I wonder if I'm just going to make a note because the limit is interesting, but I feel like if we just say you just use it 5 times and then you're done, there's not a lot of strategy in there. But if you have to decide when to use it, you have.
Well, you don't use it. It's a passive.
Yeah, but like when it's activated.
Yeah.
Then maybe. But then again, is that too complicated? Anyway, I think it's kind of interesting.
Where's BPFs? Have we gone past BPFs? Yeah. Have we gone past it?
Yeah.
Dragon God.
Oh,
BPF, there's BPF. Oh
okay.
my god, he's written a book.
Yeah. Okay, let's quickly go over some of these. Attack 1 random block of each row.
Each time the ship is hit, 1 move is added to the cooldown. 1 block of each row. Each time. There's so many here. Are these all happy spurs?
Yeah. Prolific.
Prolific, yeah. Well, should we start at the top or use the? Yeah. You choose 9 tiles. I don't know the balance on that. Yeah. And the Valkyrie will hit at random one of those chosen tiles every time you finish your time. I suppose Blunderbuss is 9. Finish your turn. Maybe the opponent can see these tiles marked by a swan or a raven. Interesting. I like it. I like your thinking. And often linked up with Valkyries in the Norse mythology, or some symbol in there which are chosen. Advantage because you can't move the ships. Okay.
We had like a long time ago.
I think choosing 9 tiles would take a long time, but yeah.
a long time ago, Tom, I remember talking to Tom about how one way we could make the game work is predetermined plan of attack. I forgot why we decided against it, but I remember having a conversation of it might be interesting to have everyone sort of lay out what they're going to do.
Yeah, because it's not a lot of the. I mean, yes.
But you can't react to things.
If Battle Tabs was like a game of golf, where there was no kind of interaction between the players, but your one shot might vastly change how you see the next thing. Or like for example, the coracle wouldn't work because you need to always pick. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the reaction.
It's the reaction.
That's quite the interesting thing.
Attack 4 tiles. 4 random enemy tiles for every successful hit reveals one of the boats. Yes, I mean, this is stuff we've already had. Battle Cry. Let's try. I want to see this passive. Regular shots reveal adjacent tiles if you hit an enemy ship. Yeah, I think there's so many things we could do with passives that are really interesting.
Passives are kind of like meta layer of strategy.
Well, right? I think it makes for interesting fleet synergies.
Yeah, but the strategy doesn't happen in the game. Like the strategy happens when you're designing it.
I'd like to introduce not another slot, but maybe a hero. We have a hero to the game, and it's always a passive. It's never. Oh. Do you know what I mean? So it can never be something placed in the world, but it's always a passive, and you can. So it's not a ship, but it's a hero power. Those could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
So it's like adding another slot, but it's not.
Yeah.
And then maybe you level up your hero somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, let us go up.
Should we go up?
Let's go up a little bit. So okay, let's work our way up to BPF. I've got fly spec there as well. Cool. I fixed it, bro. Dragon Guard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
An XD oink. I've seen him before.
Yeah.
Okay. Attack 4 adjacent tiles. Attack 4 adjacent tiles to your
so
attack.
They need to be connected. Okay.
Attack a tile and choose one of the 4 surrounding tiles to attack.
You have to hit adjacent tiles. So you get to hit 4 times.
So I'm not following.
So you get 4 shots, but they need to be connected. You can't just go off and attack any place.
So how is this different from like the whale?
But you can decide like the shape of the 4 shots.
Okay.
Maybe I think it's I like it as a simple maybe for a future ship like it's a simple twist on a simple attack.
Okay. Yeah.
I like it.
I have 2 ideas. The first idea is that it could attack a random tile, known or unknown, and completely destroys it. Attack? Okay. Second idea is that it could enhance your next attack to attack in a 1x4 rectangle, but if the Valkyrie ship gets destroyed on an enemy turn in the attack. So that is actually interesting that we haven't explored before is making your next attack more powerful based upon your previous attack. Almost like you're sort of charging yourself up. So if you reveal a whole bunch of stuff, so you know that you're going to get a certain number of attacks in a row because you know where they are, then you can potentially sort of like pump yourself up, which is kind of an interesting idea actually.
You can do like sacrifice, like if you.
BPF, sacrificing a turn.
So you're sacrificing a turn for the next turn. Yeah, that could be kind of interesting. We'll make a mark. I don't know if we'll use it for this one, but there's definitely something there.
We should definitely. We probably should have another call and go through the rest of these because some of these are really interesting. I like these. Yeah. We'll see. Okay, it's getting late though. It's 20 to 10. Let's get up to BPFs and then we'll re-BPFs and we'll knock on its head. Okay, right. As a Valkyrie is a warrior from the Valhalla, bravely defending their lands, I think they should have an ability that works as a buff. E.g., when one ship is down, they can attack 3 times from 1 attack, and when 2 ships are down. So this is the same as above.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm glad somebody else is thinking this. This for me is, okay.
Very good. Yeah, I like that.
Defend the lands and defend threat and cool down if I fall. If it's not, I'm feeling that.
You like it? Something ships. Okay, cool.
Cooldown 4 or 5. You guys can choose ability attack if hit and the ship hit did not have any other reveal or damage squares, destroy it. If miss, skip your next turn and none of your ships. I like these concepts of like skipping a turn. We've never done skipping a turn as like a tuna. But it's definitely interesting. We've not done skipping a turn. So,
I'm not a huge fan of that, just because it's kind of frustrating on the receiving end of it.
Yeah.
But
no, you skip a turn, so you're taking like a gamble.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's almost like making somebody else skip a turn, like who knows? All right, yeah, that's interesting though. I like the idea of skipping turns, but maybe not for this one.
Okay, next one. Got 2 tiles, ability, uses.
Reveals a random tile on your own board. Attack an extra tile for every ship on your board that's been destroyed. Ability reveals a random tile on your board. Attack an extra tile for every ship on your board that's been destroyed. Again, similar to the Valkyrie. Yeah.
Okay.
Fly spec, you are thinking like genius. Okay, all right. BPS book. Let's go. Okay. Cooldown 4. Attack twice. Oh, Laura's here.
Yeah.
Cooldown 4. Attack twice. For each ship on your side that is destroyed, attack 1 more time. Here we go. Another Valkyrie one.
Great.
BPF is thinking like we're thinking. We are. Unity call. Yeah.
Very nice.
This would be fair because it wouldn't render the galleon. This would be fair because it wouldn't render the galleon, a very consistent, reliable ship, useless. It might be considered better than the sailboat, but the sailboat is a very nice attacking pattern. It's not that hard to land all 3 shots with it. There's still more on 2 aim shots, even though the absolute position is almost failing. Towards the end of the game, it still won't be overpowered because at most it will get to use its ability 2 times, and that will be rare because of 1x4 ship. And that's if you decide to save it for a late game, because using it on turn 4 is right before the main attacks. Again, there's a good chance you'll survive much longer even though you do save it. Okay, BPF is long, but okay. In case the ship is too underpowered, you could also decrease its cooldown. Yeah, either once the ship is destroyed, like how I feel, the thief loads the game, or increasing its shots when the ship is destroyed. That would be more complicated. My other in case would be to give it 2 more shots. And this would be overpowered again if it managed to survive. Awesome. Okay. I think we're in agreement. It's been suggested 4 times now that we do something based upon the number of dead ships on your side.
Yeah.
Because it fits in with the Valkyrie raising ships from the dead theme.
And it's easy enough to understand. And I love how BPF's given it the sort of context around this show.
Well,
and other shows.
In typical BPF fashion, he's thought a lot more about like the game cohesively as a whole and how it fits into the other ships. Yeah. So
and he's going to give more. So more.
Yeah, I think when we actually get on the test server, we can actually just tweak the actual details. But I think that is for me.
Yeah,
is the winner.
I like that one.
Well,
like that.
not just that specific BPF,
but, like
but that idea, that mechanic.
Yeah, and it gives us that sort of catch-up mechanics that we wanted. That's sort of missing in the game. Cool, very cool.
Yeah, so thanks everyone. I think it's getting a bit late for us, so I'm going to call it at that. But there is an awful lot more really interesting ideas that we could go through here.
Yeah.
Maybe we do that on another call.
Yeah, possibly.
But this has been fun, right?
Yeah.
I've actually enjoyed going through these like this.
It's great. We should do more of these kind of things. It's fun.
Yeah, maybe not quite this late at night.
It's just Yeah, but thanks for joining us. We're gonna go to bed.
Yeah, gonna go to bed. Oh, all right.
It's been a long day, but thanks again. Great stuff. All right, thanks.
Yeah, see you. Cheers, guys.
Bye.